We hear a lot of noise about fats in our food. Some say it is the best way to stay healthy, disease free, and slim. Others say it causes diseases. So, what's the whole truth? All foods contain fats. Some have less fats, some have more fats, but it is impossible to find a food that does not contain fat or has zero fat. Fat is mainly of two types: unsaturated fats and saturated fats. When we cook a food ingredient on extremely high temperatures, then another type of fat is produced, which is called trans fats. Now, unsaturated fats are also of many types, and these are in particular associated with better health outcomes. It is trans fat and saturated fats that are bad for health because if taken in high amounts, these raise harmful LDL particles, and this leads to increased deposition of plaque inside the arteries, that is the blood vessels. This narrows their inside space, and this becomes a risk for causation of heart disease. Trans fat, however, is worst of all of them because this increases harmful LDL particles, and at the same time, this also decreases the friendly HDL particle, which we associate with heart health. Trans fats also cause increased accumulation of plaque inside the blood vessels of that is arteries, and this speeds up the process of inflammation, rise in inflammation in the body, a risk factor for heart disease, diabetes, etc. We need to reduce foods that contain excessively high amounts of these two types of fat. So let's see what foods have high amounts of saturated fats. Foods that naturally contain saturated fats in high amounts are, hold your breath, ghee. Another food that has high amount of saturated fats is, again hold your breath, coconut oil. Are you also surprised? Are you also thinking that our parents and grandparents, they all thrived so well on these two, ghee and coconut oil, then how can it be bad for us? Well, I also thought so, and that's why I did a lot of research on this when I was doing nutrition sciences or when I was studying nutrition management in cardiometabolic diseases. And this is what I found. These diseases take decades to develop inside our body and then present clinically. Sometimes a person may take even 30, 40 years to present clinically with symptoms of heart disease. And perhaps this is the reason why we fail to correlate increased consumption of these two, ghee and coconut oil, on a regular basis with causation of such diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, etc. But there is a definite link, and increased consumption of these two, ghee and coconut oil, does result in increased risk of heart disease in a population. So limit use of ghee and coconut oil, and if you must because you like the taste quite a bit, then never more than a teaspoonful in a day, and this too not to be done every day. Unsaturated fats, however, is a different story. These are consistently shown to promote good health, and there are mainly omega 3 fats, super healthy. These lower our risk of disease of any kind. And then there is another type of unsaturated fats, omega 6 fatty acids, in required amounts. Both of them are very healthy and beneficial, but in excessively high amounts, especially omega 6 fats, also increase inflammation and disease risk. In fact, we already know anything in excess is bad, right? Take omega 3 fats, for example, in optimum dose. These are super healthy anti inflammatory fatty acids, but in excess, even these are harmful and could lead to worsening of pre existing bleeding disorders. Having said all this, the fact remains that fats are essential, and there are certain functions in the body that body cannot perform if fats are not available. And did you know unsaturated fats, that is omega 3 fats and omega 6 fatty acids, these are essential fats. Our body does not know where to get them if it does not get them from our diet. So these are essential. In order to stay healthy, we need to choose foods that have fats in optimum amounts. So where do we find omega 3 rich foods? These are fish, marine algae. In fact, fish is a rich source of omega 3 fats, but now fish feeds on marine algae. So it means the marine algae is the original food source of omega 3 fatty acids. Then nuts and seeds also have healthy fats in significant amounts. Flax seeds, chia seeds, walnuts, all of them are good source of healthy unsaturated fats in the right amount. This brings us to a question: why are then high fat diets considered healthy? This is because when we start to eat food that has very high amounts of fat, we initially end up losing a lot of weight. We also seem to have good lipid levels, stable sugar levels, our diabetes seems to be well controlled. But all this lasts only for a very, very short period, maybe 1 year or 2 years, or perhaps a few more years in some people. After that, lipids start rising and blood sugar becomes unstable, insulin levels also rise, insulin resistance worsens, and we get even more sick. When we increase fats in our diet to a very high level and drastically reduce carbohydrates, then this is called ketogenic diet, because ketones are now produced by fat metabolism and now body runs on ketones, not glucose. Ketogenic diets are shown to be beneficial for treating childhood epilepsy and many other brain function disorders. However, again, this is a therapeutic diet to be done strictly under a doctor's supervision and only for a restricted time period. This is because there are many cells in our body that cannot function on ketones. They need only glucose for their survival. And of course, brain needs preferably glucose for its optimum functioning. So cells like RBC, that is red blood cells, they do not run on ketones. Now back to our question. Is fats in our food a friend or an enemy? The answer is fats are essential for our health. But high amounts that contain more than necessary saturated fats and contain trans fats are seriously harmful. High fat or ketogenic diets are good for us, but only for a very short restricted period, and that too as a therapeutic diet to be done under supervision of a qualified personnel. High fat diets are definitely not a great lifestyle choice by any measure. What are your thoughts on ketogenic diets and the purpose and benefits of it? Have you ever been advised in the past to try ketogenic diets for weight loss? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Please keep coming back for more discussion on food and lifestyle choices that affect our health directly.